Hey, I'm Rochelle Cornish, and I wanted to show you how I do my jams. So I'm going to tilt this so that you're looking at my hands here. And I've got a bowl of water, soak. It's really important to soak your cuticles before pushing them back. By doing so, you're actually going to find that you're able to remove more of the invisible cuticle that most people don't see. And I soak them for like a good 5 minutes. In fact, normally I actually soak my cuticles while I'm in the tub. I take off my jams, then I go crawl into the bathtub and I take a hot bath. And after I've washed my hair, then I push my cuticles back. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes now, and I'm going to dry my hands off here. I'm going to take my fingernail and I'm pushing it back with my fingernail. I like to do it with my nail because I can actually feel what I'm doing. You could use a cuticle pusher or an orange stick as well, but I like to be able to feel it catching. I feel like I feel that a little better with my nail. Okay, now I'm going to I've got some rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle. Don't need that anymore. And I'm going to spray my nails with it and wipe it off. If you have never tried jams before, you probably want to buff your nails first with a buffer block, not with a file. Very lightly. It really kind of depends on your nails. If you have fragile nails, you may want to skip this step altogether, which is what I do. I have very naturally thin nails that are normally very, very short, and I don't even have a buffer block in here to show you. But yeah, you would just buff, and you go from cuticle to tip with that buffer block. Okay, so here's my mini heater. I'm going to do like that. Now this is something that I do that's different from what other people do. This is a spoon cuticle pusher. I've been using it now for a couple of months and I love it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a book. Get everything out of the way. And I'm going to prop it up using that book so that it's going to be right against that mini heater. I'm going to turn that on right now and let that get heating. And this thing is going to be hot. And I want it hot because I'm going to use it to basically melt my jams down. Okay, so I'm going to do Gilded Leopard. I've got my scissors, my rubber cuticle pusher, and I use tweezers. Now, for my pinkies, my pinky is actually a little bit too small for the jam. So what I do is I take my sheet and I trim it down. I'm really careful to try to get the tips rounded and, not weird looking. And then I'm going to, I see how I kind of bend the sheet with my nail. I kind of flick it up. It's very important that you don't touch. Let me see if I can show you what I just did. I flicked it so that the jam is coming loose from it. You see right there? It's very important that you don't touch the adhesive backing. So I'm going to pull up however much I need, which is not a lot. I have tiny fingernails. And I'm going to trim it. You'd rather have too long than too short. I'm going to hold it from that corner. Do you see? And the reason for that is I'll be able to kind of show you what I'm doing here. I'm not like having to be over here with my hand. It's just very natural when I hold it from that corner. So really think about how you're holding it. Now, before I apply it, I'm going to heat it. And to heat it, I'm going to put the non-adhesive part directly against the mini heater because it's going to curl. But if you put it right against it, it won't curl as much. And it doesn't take long, just enough to get soft. Okay, so now you see I've placed it, and I'm going to press it with my finger, and I'm going to pull on the tips on both sides. Now, using my rubber cuticle pusher, I'm going to press. This is a very important step. I'm pressing all around the cuticles. I'm pulling a little bit more on the tips so you really get a tight seal. Now, I'm going to take my thumb and just press it so that it goes flat like that. And I can really see where my crease is. And I'm going to trim it. There again, you'd rather have too much jam than too little jam because we're going to go back and file it off in a little bit. And then I put this somewhere. Put it there for right now. Okay, so this is where I'm at now. Now, remember this thing that I stuck up here and is now really, really, really hot? I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it right around my cuticles. And then I'm going to use it right at the tip. I'm melting thing down. It's going to stay. I'm not going to have any bubbling, guys. I have curvy nails. I don't know if you can kind of see the tips of my nails. I have curvier nails. And they even kind of curve that way as well. This has cut down on my bubbles. I have no bubbles after doing this. So I'm doing that. And I put it back. Now, this is where I do a little different than a lot of people. I'm going to do my other pinky now. And the reason for that is I never want to have to work on my dominant hand all in one stretch. So I alternate pinky, pinky, ring, ring, middle, middle, etc., etc., etc. And the reason for that is, you know, I'm working from my pinkies to my thumbs because you're using your first finger and your thumb as you're doing this. And again, I'm thinking about the corner that I'm choosing here so that it's going to be very natural as I'm putting it on. And I'm never having to work on just one hand at a time. Okay, thumbs are a little different. I'm actually going to cut it down the middle, and then I'm going to curve that cut. And the reason for that is I'm actually going to, because normally you do like that, but with my thumbs, my thumb line is flat. So I'm going to use that center cut as where my cuticle is. And I just kind of curve it. Okay, so I've applied my jams, and now I'm going to file the tips. Now this is important. I'm going at a, let's see if I can get a better shot of that. I'm going in a 45-degree angle, only in a downward motion and with a newer file. And once I've filed it, then I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to melt it again on the tips.
Yeah.
Okay, also this is how much of a sheet I used. That is a manicure right there for me. And you've still got the entire rest of the sheet. I can do a pedicure with these two things. Meanwhile, my daughter is going to stab me with the items she's got. Yay! Thanks for watching my video.
Bye.